You know who'd like to get out of my party?
Who?
Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Danny DeVito goes to like all of the like big festivals and stuff still. He just likes to have fun. His greatest quote that I've seen him, he was talking on Twitter, was, God, this ball moves so realistic. Is like, a lot of people try to figure out what's the fountain of youth. And some people are like, oh, you got to eat right and exercise and do all this other stuff. And he's like, I'm not knocking that. But really what it is keeping yourself young. Never letting yourself let go of that wonder and fun that you had when you were a kid. Because a lot of people get stuck as adults of like, it's just, you know, I got kids, I go to work, I do this. And then they don't let themselves have any fun. They're like, I can't do this anymore and I'm an adult.
Yeah.
And there's a huge, and especially even his generation, he's in the 70s, that's very much what they did.
Yeah.
Our generation, not so much. We're more loosey-goosey. Like, there's people that are still, like, you know, even doing more, like, look at Tom Cruise. Like, he's still doing crazy Daredevil shit, and he's 61 years old.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you would never have seen that in, like, his parents' generation at all.
And it's not hard. Just lift weights or go for runs.
Yeah. But whatever it is, like, there's, like, even we're streaming. I'm in my 40s. You're in your 30s, right? That's definitely not the average age of Twitch streamers, right?
No.
It's definitely skewed younger. There are really successful people our age, though. I'm not saying that, you know, it's stacked against us.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, this is what I love to do. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So why? The only thing that getting older changed about it is I'm able to get more video games. You just have less time. That you're able to get more video games and buy more stuff. You just have less time to use them. I saw this video of these people's house where it was a house of Star Wars collectibles. They have the Guinness Book World Records of the most Star Wars collectibles of anybody in the world.
Okay.
And so they used to live in this like 0071 size house, which is pretty big, but you know, not a mansion or anything, right?
Right.
And they quickly ran out of space for that. So they bought this big mansion. They own this company that it's like, I think they do comics or something. I don't know what it is, but they make a lot of money. And literally their house is as big as the one I was telling you about Jim, like his house. And they have like huge complexes just filled, but filled like a museum. It's not just stacked up. Like they have their stuff for display. Every single figure and variation ever. And you know, Star Wars has a lot of merchandise. Of all the things to get merchandising on, that's the biggest probably in the world. Yeah. There's so much because it did it so early. It's been doing it for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. Like, they have a movie theater that looks like you're inside the Death Star. And it looks... Cool. They even took parts of the set. They bought parts of the original set and brought it in there. Wow. Like, I was just looking at that, and I'm like, that's why I would like to be rich.
Yeah.
Is to do something like that. I mean, obviously, I'd give a lot of money away. I think that's important.
Yeah.
If you believe in stuff. But if I was going to spend for myself, it'd be on nerdy shit like that.
There's a programmer that I was watching who does a live stream. He promised that... all the money that gets donated, all the subs and all of that goes to the nonprofit that he works for, and it's supposed to be like a programming nonprofit that helps people get into development jobs and like boot camps and
like in places where like it just they don't have the money or,
or
whatever.
Yeah.
Once we've grown and once we've grown a little while, like it's not about being selfish here. Like we just we obviously would like to make at least something to offset the time, even just a little bit. Just to even pay for like we buy drinks when we're hanging out drinking. Like if we need a new part for one of these machines because we're using them so much. Like just simple things like that.
Yeah.
I'm down, once there's enough people, because I would hate to do a charity stream and we would get nothing from it. Like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Like where then you're like, I'm just going to put $100 in of my own money.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. We have to think of a time when we get that big to do like a 12 or 24, because those are long streams usually.
Yeah. I'll do 12. I don't know about 24. Like...
Well, one person can sleep. I told you that. You can alternate. Those people that are single streamers, they're screwed. We're not.
Yeah, we can shift off.
Like I could do 12 hours, and then you could go to sleep for 4 or 6, and finish it out. Because you know me, I can stay up much longer than most people.
Yeah. Because I've gotten older, and it could be the medication that I'm on too.
That does it, yeah.
Because I wasn't always like this, but yikes.
I'm really obsessed with your mom's gynecologist, though.
Like, who is that?
I don't know who it is. Actually, no, it's not anybody I know.
They came in.
They came in, dropped a little follow. I mean, they could have been on there. We had like 4 or 5 people for a while, and Dark was the only one talking. So
Yeah.
he could have just been like, "Hey, on my way out, drop a little follow.
Yeah.
I'll drop you a little something."
Toasty! Love it. What a strange table this is. Alright, 2 million. That's 2,661,720 points. So you're gonna be a second. Do you mind if I throw another round on this?
I'm not gonna do it long because the things are here.
Alright, cool.
Are you even trying to cheat to get a higher score?
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
What's another genre for favorite game of all time that we haven't done yet?
RTS, we haven't brought that up.
Strategy. We included RTS as
Oh, RTS, okay, yeah. I don't know if I settled on my answer of Civilization, because StarCraft was a big part of
And what's the superior one, StarCraft 1 or 2? 2's the one that everybody still plays.
yeah.
And even Warcraft was originally that before it
Yeah.
became an MMO.
Yeah.
And people are still playing World of Warcraft. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was out when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like that's been out forever.
Forever. And they've only done updates, and they've only kept the game alive.
I mean, it definitely looks its age. There's only so much they can do.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one. It's a little offshoot because we're going to get into maybe... And if you guys have just joined, we are doing what our top all-time is of different genres of video games because it's National Video Game Day. So I would say, what is your favorite ARPG? And if you don't know what that is, that's the Boulder Gates, Divinities, Diablos. Those are considered because it's just action role playing. I mean, even Zelda is considered an ARPG because it's action oriented.
Well, you can include
Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
Because Diablo and all that, it's more a complex version of just that. If you go back into time, right, and you make it smaller and smaller, you could take something like Baldur's Gate and you could get something like Zelda 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it was really basic. So, for me, I'm going to say that my favorite ARPG is Divinity 2.
I've played it a lot, and I think I'm gonna go with Demon Souls.
Demon Souls is not an... I mean, it is an action RPG. Yeah, I'll allow it. Because I just have never heard ARPGs used for that. I've only heard them really used for, like, as an abbreviation, they say ARPG. But with those, they could say action RPG. So I don't know why they differentiate it if A equals action, right? Yeah. I mean, why would you do that? But every time somebody says ARPG in a article or something like that, they always are showing something like Baldur's Gate or something. It's always that type of game.
Sure.
So maybe that would be isometric RPGs, right? Because most of them are isometric top view.
Yeah. But you can see behind, too, of, like... I don't know.
Me and Katie went all the way, because you could do on console on Divinity 2 co-op the entire game.
Yeah.
that's cool. Like, you don't get that local co-op in a lot of games like that.
No,
but
not
the
anymore,
other
especially in
Baldur's Gate had it on the console and PS2.
Yeah, those were fun to play. I played those.
Because I would say if I were the deciding factor, like if the video game console, if it maybe it exists, I don't know.
Yeah.
If the video game, no, it's the video game genre council came to me and said, all right, what category would you put Dark Souls type of games? And I would say that if it's the Dark Souls, not Bloodborne or Sekiro, because those are 100% action games. They're not even RPGs at all. They are just RPGs. Like, I would say the same thing about Zelda. Zelda's an RPG, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
It just happens to be an action-oriented one. But, like, Square Enix, for a long time, all they made was RPGs, right?
Yeah.
But they made Secret of Mana. Action RPG. So, if I were to say that, I would consider Demon Souls in just a regular RPG, like, go in there. But, you know, even with music now, we gotta be honest in the world we live in. There is subgenres of subgenres now.
Yeah.
So somebody was telling me, I was talking to somebody not that long ago, and this is something that's definitely going to be up Dead's alley. You know, I don't know a ton about metal, right?
Sure.
Like, I know, like, Metallica. I mean, they're obviously, like, the stuff that most people know.
Yeah.
She was talking about, like, these genres of metal that she really likes. And she said doom metal. And I was like, what I just thought it was, like, Dr. Doom mechanical sounding metal. And she's like, no, it's just variations of Black Sabbath. And I didn't even know that was a genre. She showed me all these new... So she played a song of Black Sabbath. I'm like, all right, obviously I know Black Sabbath.
Right.
And then she played, like, doom metal. And they're just variations of Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's okay. I do like doom metal. Wait a minute. It's a genre I didn't even know it. But apparently if you're, like, really into, like the stuff that she's into, like, she listens, like, goth, death metal, like, all that, whatever. Like, any type of version of metal. If you just keep up with all of them, you're going to know all the subgenres.
Well, if you're really into music as just, like, as a thing.
But you've heard doom metal before?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's even stoner metal. Which is, like, high on fire.
This is sex. Sex bang bar. Oh, now I know what the Big Bang is.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why did it take us this long? We've been hearing sexual sounds for like 5 minutes.
It's just a bunch of aliens, and they're all... This is like...
Why is Bart look like he's super drunk? Wait a minute. Let's take a second here, folks. Let's look at
We have Spider-Man, which...
Elvira, which I get that. Darth Vader's head with some Star Trek Indiana Jones guy. He's got Starfleet insignia, but he's got the Indiana Jones hat. What scene is this? It is not from the game.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Just some awesome fan art, I suppose.
What does chat feel about their favorite ARPG?
Yeah. Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, Diablo 1.
Those are just role-playing games. Those are, and Assassin's Creed only is considered an RPG after Origins, because they started to have RPG stats. Like,
Yeah.
so RPG now, modern games, it's hard to differentiate what's an RPG, because those type of systems have been implemented into every genre.
Yeah. Loadouts and...
But if you take Assassin's Creed 1 through 4, yeah, you could upgrade your character, but there wasn't stats in the same way that Origins or Valhalla or any of those. Those are role-playing games. They sell them as actual role-playing games. Fallout, all that, those are American RPGs. They're just first person. They've been around forever. They had like games like Eye of the Beholder on the original Nintendo. The Dungeon Crawlers, like, same thing. It's just a modern version of that.
And Fallout's a great game.
Not Fallout 76. The MMO sucks.
Yeah,
I wanted to play it, but then as soon as it came, it was like dead on arrival.
Yeah, I heard.
And that's never a good. Cause I'm like, I got into a little bit. I just haven't had time because I've been doing a lot of streaming stuff, and I got Final Fantasy 16 I got to beat, and I got to go back to Zelda, and God knows how many other games. I can't think about it. It's gonna make me sick because there's just so many. But I mean, I was playing the Elder Scrolls Online. It was just like Elder Scrolls. It was just like Skyrim.
Cool.
Same type of setup, whatever. It was just an MMO. It actually had more places to go because you can go to all the different continents.
Nice.
Like you can go to the continents like that. You can do wherever Oblivion was located. I forgot where it was, what place it was.
Yeah.
But then you also have Morrowind, so you can go to Morrowind, and that it's just like this massive map that, like, if you were to walk and boat to all the places, it would take hours to get from one side to the other. No joke. And the gameplay and everything is 100% exactly like Elder Scrolls. There's no difference. You can do. I play Rogue always.
Okay.
In those, because I like to sneak in and steal. I want to lock pick people's houses. I want to murder them in their sleep and steal their shit.
See, I like pyromancers, so I focus on a lot of fire.
What score is this? This could wait. You might need to take a picture of this. I felt like it was good. I was playing for a while. $32 million. Did you get it?
Yeah.
32 million. What?
624,000.
Again, once again, folks. Just like with the Dark Knight table. What's the Dark? Whatever. I was like I kept getting like just like 300,000 less.
Yeah.
I have I have like 800,000 as opposed to 300,000. Same number in the millions. You're up.
Let me get this.
So yeah, modern Assassin's Creed I'd consider an RPG. And I'm not, the reason I'm saying this is that I'm not going by personal preference. I'm going by what the classification is. If you buy it on Steam, they classify what genres are they. That's what I'm basing that on. Because those are important to do because people use those tags to find games.
For sure.
But even there's a debate until Breath of the Wild that Zelda was never an RPG. You don't gain levels, you gain abilities.
Yeah.
And you can get more hearts and you get stronger. But then if that's the case, then Metroid's also an RPG. And that's just considered an action game.
So it's not.
But definitely modern Zeldas, like, you got so much, the open world, survival.
Yeah.
All right, so what about this? What does chat, and come on in on Kick, chime in on this. What is your favorite horror game of all time? Because there's a lot of classics.
That's an easy one for me. Easy.
All right, lay it down for us, Dad. Tell us.
Silent Hill, easily. Like
1,
2, and 3, and 4.
No, you have to choose one.
It's all 4 of them.
No, you can't choose them as a group. You have to choose just one of those games that are the best of the bunch.
What is it? The Room 4?
Okay, I would say the best overall Silent Hill. That's not my favorite one, but would be 2.
Yeah, I can see that.
3 is super close, and I do like 4. I'm not saying there's so minute differences of, like, it's like it slightly beats it out.
Yeah, those games are fantastic. $14 million. Not doing so good on this table. Sometimes I'm on point, sometimes it's... Yeah, there we go. Is that supposed to mean something? Alright. We're in the bumper.
Alright, so for me, I'm going to say the first Resident Evil. Because that's really what did the survival... It was the first survival horror game, really, that most people... There was other ones, Alone in the Dark.
Yeah.
But the first massive, successful one, right? That really brought it to the masses. But I was 16. We had Resident Evil, me and 0071. And that scene where the dogs, when you're walking down towards the beginning of the game, and they jump through the window, scared the shit out of us. Because video games never did that before.
Yeah.
And every time that you would open a door and it slowly, because it had to load and creep in, and there was a zombie right in your face. The better game is Silent Hill, but Silent Hill didn't give me the same type of memories that the first Resident Evil did. Sometimes the first is your best.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to give it to the room because I really, no, I got an Xbox and that was one of the games that I got when I got the new system. So, I played through that. Of course I played through Halo and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I sold my Xbox because I just wound up going back to the PlayStation.
So, what is chat? What's your guys' choice? What's your favorite horror game of all time?